Congratulations, you got visitors on your website and they want to learn more, which means they're probably going to check out your main navigation. What are the chances they'll find what they're looking for? Pretty good if you watch to the end of this video. Ahead, we're going to share best practices for your website's main navigation, including layout, which pages you should include, and naming conventions. Let's get into it. Hello creators, I'm Ben Tolson with Podia. What you choose for the layout, pages, and titles for your main navigation can have a big impact on the effectiveness of your website. Every business is different, so this isn't going to be a one-size-fits-all kind of video, but the info we share will at least give you a solid framework for choosing how to set up or tweak your website's main navigation. This video is broken up into 3 sections that answer the following questions. How should you lay out your main navigation? Which pages should you include? What should you title your main navigation links? First, let's talk about your main navigation layout. There are a handful of different ways to structure your main navigation. There's slide-in navigation, footer navigation, static sidebar, tile navigation, header navigation, hamburger menu, and mystery meat navigation. But which one is best? When visiting a website, most people follow this pattern when scanning for relevant info, starting at the top and scanning right, and then scanning down the page and to the right again. Part of providing a good user experience is making it easy for people to find the information they're looking for. It may be fun to be creative with your main navigation, but most people expect to see it in the header. You can get away with doing something more creative if that matches your brand or if the payoff for finding the right navigation link is big enough, but in most cases, it's best to go the conventional route. In addition to placing your main navigation in the header, other things you can do to provide a good user experience are choose a font that's legible, make sure there's enough contrast between the font color and the background, choose a size that's easy to read, and leave enough space so the header doesn't feel cluttered. At Podia, we offer users a free website with the main navigation in the header. It's customizable with lots of legible fonts and pre-selected color schemes to make your navigation easy to read. Now that we've figured out the layout, let's talk about which pages you should include in your main navigation. Your website probably has more pages than would even fit in your header. It's all important information, otherwise you wouldn't have gone to the trouble of making the pages. So how many of these pages should you include? How do you choose which ones make the cut? Let's answer the first question. How many pages should you include? Most experts agree that you should have no more than 7 pages linked in your main navigation. If you've ever dealt with toddlers, you probably know that too many choices can be a bad thing. Turns out we adults also don't do well with too many choices. That doesn't mean you have to fill each of those 7 spots. Try to answer this question. When people visit my site, what are they most likely trying to do? Maybe it's buying your product, reading your blog, or getting in touch with you. The sweet spot is going to be some number of links, 7 or fewer, that include the top answers to that question. This leads us to our next question. How do you choose which pages make the cut? To answer this, we're going to do a quick exercise. Take out a sheet of paper and draw 3 overlapping circles. Label each circle with the following: standard pages, pages visitors are looking for, pages I want visitors to find. On a separate sheet of paper, you'll list out the page titles. Visit 10 different websites and see if you can find a pattern of similar pages. Most will have some kind of about page, a contact page, and so on. List these under standard pages. Next, look at your own web pages and make your best guess at which pages visitors are probably looking for when they visit your site. List those under pages visitors are looking for. Then do the same thing, but this time list out the pages you most want visitors to find under pages I want visitors to find. Now plot the items in your list on the diagram you created on the first sheet of paper. You may find several that fit into more than one circle, or even a few that fit into all 3. These pages would probably work best for your main navigation. Okay, we've chosen the layout and selected the pages, so we're done, right? Not quite. There's one last small but significant task, and that's titling your main navigation. But Ben, shouldn't I just name them the way they're already titled? Maybe, but let's dig into that a little bit more. Choosing good titles for your main navigation links comes back to providing a good user experience. People have an easier time finding information if it's labeled in a way they'd expect. In many cases, conventional naming works best. If it's an about page, you title it about. If it's a blog, you title it blog. A listing of your products, you title it products. You can get a little creative without sacrificing the user experience. Instead of about, you could say Meet Ben, but with your own name. Instead of blog, you could say Weekly Journal. If you sell educational products, instead of products, you could say Learning resources. Keeping the user experience in mind, you can also use instructional navigation. Instead of telling a visitor what a link is, it gives the visitor something to do. A great example of this is Podia user Emily Mills. On her website, courses.sketchnoteacademy.com, her main navigation instructs visitors to start here, view all offerings, and join the community. Emily helps people learn how to sketchnote even if they can't draw, so these navigation items do a fantastic job of meeting the intent of the visitor and giving clear instructions for what they can do based on what they need. However you decide to lay out or title your navigation, make sure you always keep the user experience in mind. If visitors feel like they can easily find what they need, they're more likely to actually explore your website, sign up for your newsletter, or buy your products. So that's all for me on best practices for your website's main navigation. I hope this video makes it easy for you to choose your main navigation layout, pages, and titles. If you have any questions or thoughts, feel free to leave a comment below. If you found this video helpful and you're looking for more help on your creator journey, check out the video I've linked above. And don't forget to like and subscribe. Thanks for watching.